So imagine you have to change your tire, your inner tube. That's not me, but for the sake of the video, I'm going to explain you guys how to do so. It's going to be a little bit different according to what kind of bike you have. I have chain tensioners, not everyone has that. Not everyone has brakes either. Tools. I have a socket wrench extension because I have pegs. This makes my life a whole lot easier. Allen key, because I have chain tensioners, I need to loosen those up. And these tire levers. Very important, do not use a screwdriver, use these. First things first, loosen up the back wheel. If you're not sure, it's righty-tighty, lefty-loosey. So spin this to the left, and that's loose. Same goes for the other side. Spin that to the left, and it loosens it up. Next, in my case, because I have brakes, I will disconnect those, and then loosen up my chain tensioners. Next up, you might want to put your bike upright for this one. You take the chain off your sprocket and then off the driver in the back. And now you should have a loose wheel. That's it. Now, to take all the air out of your tire, take off the cap, and then press the valve until air comes out. At some point, almost no air wants to come out, so then I like to press it onto the ground to compress the tire to get a little bit extra air out. Make sure you loosen your tire all around your rim. And then, if possible at all, push your wheel down and lift the tire off with your hands, like so. But for the sake of the video, I'll show you how to use the tools. Put that underneath your tire and clip it behind the spoke. And then just move along forward to the next point. Get that under. And then another one until your tire comes off. You can then remove the inner tube and pull off the tire. And that's it. To put everything back, you do the same in reverse. Make sure your tire is in the right direction. Some tires will have arrows on them, like so. Rotation. Gently put your tire around the rim and make sure it kind of sits in the middle of your rim because that's the deepest end. And then with your fingers, you're going to just push the tire onto the rim. Now, when it comes to the inner tube, I like to pump it up a little bit first. So there's a little bit air inside of it, especially when it's brand new, that helps. Put the valve through the valve hole. And make sure the inner tube just goes all around the tire. And then the next step, I like starting at the valve. I push the tire onto the rim and work my way around, making sure the inner tube stays in the tire. At some point it gets a little bit tight and your first thought is to grab a screwdriver or a different tool and to push it back in. But when you do so, you can damage the inner tube. So what you have to do is carefully massage the tire towards the valve. And now on the other side, you do exactly the same, small bits at a time. Once that's done, push the valve back in a little bit so that seats the tire or the inner tube inside of the tire, and then you can pump it up. Now, if you have brakes, you don't want to pump it up too hard because you still want to get your wheel past your brakes. We go back to the bike, and if you have washers, make sure they're on the correct side. And put your wheel back inside of your bike. Now, if you did this step correctly, you could just put your chain back onto your driver and then put your chain all around the sprocket, turn it a little bit, and it's back on. Now, all that's left is to put some tension on your chain. I like to push my wheel back with my feet and squeeze my brakes, and then put a little bit of tension on the chain tensioners. And if you're not sure how to do that, I have a whole separate video just on chain tensioning. And then grab the socket wrench again and tighten everything up. Now, obviously, if you didn't put all the air back in, like I did, you'll need to go back, it's hot, and put the proper amount of air in there. I like to do about 80 psi in the back, but that's going to be different for everyone. Also, check your tire to see how much air it can take. Make sure you put your dust cap back on. I can't stand when people don't have one. And you're done. All that's left is to ride your bike.